sitting in the bleachers in the rain. We've shed a million tears and drank as many old-style beers out at the game. Let's go, Cubbies, on Ranto.
Michael Cotton.
Son Ranto.
Michael Cotton.
Son Ranto and the lovable Lucy.
Mucho Scali.
Son Ranto.
Michael.
Son Ranto.
Cotton.
Son Ranto and the lovable Lucy.
Michael Cotton.
Son Ranto.
Mucho Scali. Son Ranto.
This is hell. This is hell. This has been hell for the Cubbies. Digglings own the team. What will become of the Cubs? Open that beer, Michael. Let's get started.
I was really, I was tempted to just instead of say Son Ranto, say son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. Yeah. We're starting strong. This show, the Son Ranto Show, has been on for 10 years, and it is brought to you by your 106 Patreon supporters who bring this show to you every week. We thank you very much. And I forgot to mention on last week's show what the prize of this month is. The Patreon prize that we'll give it away early January, the first prize of the new year, is this Christopher Morel signed autographed photo. This is him running around the bases after he hit that historic home run, his first at bat in the major leagues. And look how he made it out to. Can you make that out there, Michael? My ring light.
Ranters.
Ranters.
He's got good handwriting, really.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got great handwriting and a wonderful smile. His smile and his handwriting are the same. So that is the prize. If you want to win this Christopher Morel signed to the Ranters autographed 8x10 photograph, all you have to do is become a Patreon member for as little as $1 and join the other 106 awesome people that did. As always, hashtag chance in the chat tonight throughout the show. Put hashtag chance in the chat and you could win a postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. I don't know about the love anymore. I think I might give up the love and just go doom for the rest of the winter until something good happens. But chance.
Just put in the next signing that the Cubs have in the card, and that'll be as much doom as anybody would do.
Exactly. Brad Boxberger. Just send it off.
Right.
Yeah. So is that his name? Bob Boxberger? Bob's Burgers? Who do we get today? Somebody. We'll get into that. And also later on, I didn't finish what I was saying. If you win the chance, you're also you could win one of the chance winners from all the many shows that we've done. Will win this Pedro Strop personality bobblehead where he's singing karaoke, wearing chains and a shirt that says believe. This thing's freaking awesome. I wish I could keep it, but I can't. I'm giving it away because you being a listener or a watcher of our show is way more important to me than some stupid bobblehead collecting dust on my desk that you should want to win because it's worth $1 million. $1
million.
And later on in the show, we're going to have a couple of Cubs carols. We got a few entries to the competition where also you could win this. Where'd I put it? No, that's not it. It's somewhere up here above my desk. A Leo DeRocher. There it is. It's a Leo DeRocher 1970. That wasn't even a good year for the Cubs. It's like they thought they were going to be good. And
they thought they were. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They were like the 85 Cubs were just like, oh, we're going to do it again next year. Nope.
Well, that's why that card is in near mint condition, because in 1970, everybody went out like, oh, we got to save this one. It's going to be the year.
Yeah. And it wasn't the year, but and Leo DeRocher wasn't the guy, but he was a hell of a manager, had a long career. It's on the back of his card here, Brooklyn, then New York, and then Chicago. So I guess Brooklyn went to, was that the Giants or the Mets? No, in 48?
No, Brooklyn's the Dodgers.
Yeah, Brooklyn and then New York, though. It says New York NL must be the Giants.
Must be the Giants, yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, you can win this card if you have the winning Carol, Cubs Miss Carol. We got a few entries we're going to go through tonight. Michael, you're going to have to come up with another one because you're behind now. I just, we only played yours last week. And
Well, you know what? I have one written. I have to shoot the video for it because it's going to require a little bit of work. And also, Emily has written one, and I need to record her. She has it finally written out, and so she's gonna join in this year. So I'm looking forward to that.
We got John Pincus with one later on. We got Bill Sugar. We won't listen to the whole song. Next week, we're going to do the competition. And then I'm going to get celebrity judges. IFG, infield fly girl, already in, says the celebrity judge. Of course, we'll be taking comments from the Peanut Gallery about who should win as well. Last year was nearly unanimous. And so somebody in the chat said it's the Mets, but unfortunately, it's 1948 through 1955. So I don't know.
That's the Giants. And then the Giants, in fact, it was 55 when the Giants went to San Francisco, I believe.
If you're going to San Francisco. Well, that's a perfect segue to talk about Correa, who's not going to be a Cub. And we didn't get him. And he got, it's
apparently didn't even give him an offer.
Yeah. Well, if you're not close, why even offer? It's like going down to the Corvette store and being like, all right, what can you give me for $8,000? Like, what do you got in here? I mean, I need something new, not a lot of miles, but I only have $8,000 to spend. Like, well, we got this crashed one.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong, but it's just like, I mean, they could have faked something. You know what I mean? Like, they could have offered him whatever, $240 million for 5 years, knowing he's not going to take it, just so that at least you save face. Fuck, they didn't do anything.
No, they didn't do anything, and at this point, I don't know even what they should do. Because
don't worry, we got Bruce Boxleitner coming in.
What is his name? Bruce Bochy? What did we get? Bob's Burgers. Who is this guy? Well, we could talk about him. Well, first of all, he is former All-Star Brad Boxberger, and he is a former All-Star like Coomdog is a former All-Star on the Cubs. Because it's like you wouldn't think of him as an All-Star, but he made the show once. It's been a while. He actually, let me put his stats up here. He led the AL back in 2015. That's a long time ago with 41 saves over 69 games.
Nice.
Yeah. And I mean, he was okay for Milwaukee the last couple of years. He's older. He's an older gentleman. He'll be 35 this year.
He's an older gentleman. He's about 10 to 12 years younger than me.
Yeah. Well, you're a really older gentleman. So am I. But he had an ERA under 3. And that's and he had a 3.34 ERA in 2021 for Milwaukee. But as soon as I was making fun of that, we got Bob's Burgers on Twitter, I get a tweet from our good old friend Eric Wheelo, our Brewers fan friend who's come on this show many, many a time. He's like, good luck with that. We threw his arm off. And so then I looked at it and look at his innings over the last 2 years. 64.2 in 2021 and only 0.2 less in 2022. So that's do the math for me.
And if you're wondering, that 64.2 tied his career high, which had happened
in 2014,
7 years prior to that, when he was only 26.
And in between, a lot of shit happened, looks like some injury issues, ERAs in the mid 5s. And then he put it back together with the Brewers. And now he's a Cub to the tune of, I believe, 2.2. I had it here for $2.8 million per a source and Jeff Passan. And then I liked what Seth Kennedy said about it. And like all Cubs relievers, he'll be in and out come deadline season.
Yep.
So I guess that's where we're at again. Not even fix and flip. Just they're going to treat this guy with kid gloves. They're not going to let him pitch. But like every third day, it's going to be very regimented what he can do so that he can go out there and succeed, just like David Robertson did last year. He might even, Bob's Burgers might be our closer.
Yeah. So I am
In
currently
fact,
reading.
he's definitely our closer.
Yeah, I am currently reading Moneyball. Everybody knows that book, or has at least heard of it, and maybe watched the movie, which has way less than what the book has. And early in the book, they talk about how Billy Beane, one of his scams would be to just get a relief pitcher and then make him the closer, because he knew in general, like the ninth inning with the lead, not even the top of the order, like it's not that big a deal. And he would just pump up the numbers on the saves so that he could trade him for whatever, and it would look good. And
Yeah, you're back into your bullpen guy. Yeah.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. That book, Moneyball,
It's
I
old.
believe has been out for 20 years.
Yeah.
Everyone knows they aren't fucking pulling the wool over anybody's eyes. We know what you're doing. Everyone knows. Like,
that's like 3 Brad Pitt girlfriends ago. Like this is so long ago. And also, like, not only is it old, but like, talk about like the way the market's going now, where now you just have these insane, like 13 years Correa got. It's just insane. And people are like, well, 27 million is going to be like $8 in the future. And you're like, what? Like, how? What is real anymore? I don't understand money. I don't understand years. Like,
that is somewhat true. These guys are just saying, whatever. It's just fucking. It's
win now. If we got to eat at the back end.
That's a problem for the next GM, or possibly the GM after that guy. I don't give a shit. And that's the way Jed should be thinking, because Jed sucks. He's terrible. Nobody likes him. Even the fucking Ricketts don't like him.
No.
Crane Kenny is throwing him under the bus, just fucking laughing at him.
Since you brought that up, let's talk about
he
that.
Needs to just fucking go for it, because just saddle somebody with some bullshit down the road.
Check
like
this out.
Theo saddled him with that,
Theo saddled. I mean, Jed just stepped into the job. That's the other thing, is that there was no search for a GM. He was just like Theo's yes man, and that's the smartest guy in the room situation. Like, you're looking at Enron kind of failure right now, where like just nobody was telling each other that what they were doing was stupid, and now we're here. We're really at the point of no return in a negative feedback loop right now. So because there's a reason these guys aren't signing with the Cubs, even if you did offer them the money in the years and all that stuff. They want to win baseball games, and the Cubs do not have enough to do that. You need a full team. We don't have it. But check out what Kenny says on the score. He goes, or one of the score. He goes, what happens is Tom takes a step back, which I think is appropriate, at least the way we view baseball operations. We provide the budget toward the end of the fall. We say, here's the surplus, and that's available to sign players. And then Jed and his team do all the work, whether they're going to strengthen our pitching, hitting, and what we're going to do on the trade market. You have a game plan, but it's like anything, right? You have a game plan, and then you get into the marketplace, and it doesn't always go the way you think it will. But flexibility is there. I think we got to let this thing play out. I would say by the time we get a little past the Cubs convention in mid-January, we know a lot more about what our club is going to look like. So I guess it's
no shit. Every goddamn team in the league will know mid-January what their fucking team is going to look like.
Well, first of all, that's too long. A lot of teams already kind of know. They went and signed the big stars. The Cubs haven't done anything. Now,
but I'm just saying, like, he's acting like, oh, well, you just have to wait. We'll know in late January, of course. Well, you better, because the fucking spring training starts 2 weeks after that.
Yeah. We'll see who shows up to spring in shape. And then we'll know who can run the 50 in 0.8 or whatever a good 50 is. I have no clue. I don't think I've ever run a 50. Yeah.
That would be a great 50.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's what we need on this team. With the bigger bases, we'll be unstoppable. So that happened, and that's kind of like him saying, "Hey, I don't know what's going on. Me and Tom, We were like, hey, dude, you got all the flexibility in the world. Get out there, start offering some money, get us some players. We're going to compete this year. That is still what the front office, the top of the top, are saying. Then you've got their employee, who is Jed Hoyer, and he's out there talking to Jesse Rogers, saying we want to be like the Rays. So you got this from Cubs Insider. He kind of broke. Our friend Evan broke this on his blog, Cubs Insider. Rogers had said, hey, you can't get better without stars. This is Jesse Rogers. I had this argument with Jed at the winter meetings or at the GM meetings. One of them, I said, look, you admit you don't have stars brewing in your minor league system. That means you got to go out and get them. And Jed kind of agreed, but then also said, well, the Rays don't have a lot of stars and they win.
Okay, so you may remember I had this argument with Crawley a lot about me saying the Cubs are going to go the way of the fucking Pirates and the Rays, and they're just not going to do shit. And, and Crawley was like, keep the faith. They're going to, nobody would be so fucking stupid. This was and Crawley's not wrong. Nobody would be so fucking stupid to go out and do nothing yet again when everyone's already pissed. Well, unfortunately, Crawley's positivity did not work out, but he is right. Nobody would be that stupid except for Jed Hoyer and Tom Ricketts.
Well, that's the smartest guy in the room situation. I mean, everybody's just like, oh, we're going to trust it. We're going to trust it. Maybe they're just bad at their jobs. There's only so many players. There are 30 other teams. There's teams that are going for it. They're just blowing through the luxury tax. I don't know if they got a crypto windfall or what the hell happened. They shorted the market at the right time. Whatever is making these dudes super wealthy and not caring about running a $300 million payroll out there. I mean, it's too bad we don't have that in Chicago because we're not even close. We'll have half of that team if we're lucky.
Yeah.
We sent out 150 million last year and we're going to send it out again. And even when they try to send out more, they can't because you get Bruce Boxleitner for 2 million and you're like, well, that's great and everything if he pitches okay. But I thought this was interesting. Angel Moreno in the chat says, do you guys think we can get Mancini? And I'm like, fine, get Mancini.
Ray?
Who cares?
Ray Mancini?
Yeah, Henry Mancini. Didn't.
We're going to have Bruce Boxleitner. We're going to have Henry Mancini. This is going to be a fun season.
Yeah, exactly.
The baseball will suck.
It's going to be a Love Boat episode, basically. So, but that
would be amazing.
It really would.
You actually did a parody of Love Boat.
Yeah, the Cubs boat. Yeah, that was great. Wait, I'm not doing another one of these this year because the people on our team do not deserve to be in tiny anchors waving. In the video. So I'm putting up Mancini's numbers right now. Okay. He went from Baltimore to Houston, played most of his career with Baltimore, where he had quite a bit of pop in his bat, topping out at 35 home runs way back in 35 home runs back in 2019. The most he's hit since then was 2021, and anyway, he only hit 18 last year. So the pop, it's not gone. But if you remember what happened in 2019, that's with the juiced ball year. So some of that might be a regression to the ball, but he's a decent player. He was basically
regression to the ball. I don't think that's been a term anywhere. So we've coined it.
Yep. So
regression to the ball.
When you see that on an obvious shirt, you know where it came from.
Or a fake obvious shirt.
Yeah, more likely. But if you look at his numbers, I mean, basically a league average player. I don't think he moves the needle. You can get him all you want, but I mean, that's just like he's basically Nate Shearholtz. You know what I mean? In 2013, it's like, what am I looking at here? Not much. You're looking at a solid player who would be a role player on a lot of better teams where he didn't play every day and had the right matchups. But on the Chicago Cubs, you're basically hoping that he's going to platoon. I guess that means not playing every day, but you're hoping he's going to platoon with Mervis. But you don't know that Mervis hasn't played a single game in the major leagues, I don't believe. Or maybe he did. And
no, he didn't.
No. No.
He's still in fucking no, he was in AAA. He's the one that went all the way from single to triple last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And he
you're
hit 38 home runs and all that stuff.
so
That's
your hope.
excellent. So
So if this guy's the second coming and we don't have to play Mancini, fine. But either
the
way,
second coming that no one knew who he was prior to last year. You have never heard the name Matt Burvis
yeah,
ever.
no.
None of us have. And we follow this fucking team. People talk about the prospects all the time. Now, I know, guys like over on the Growing Cubs podcast and shit, they probably knew about him a couple years ago, but nobody was talking about him being this like fucking building block.
I just heard today he was undrafted and he basically like just walked on and be like, hey, you guys need a first baseman.
Well, it's somewhat easy to be undrafted is different now.
Right.
Than it was back in the day. They used to have 75 fucking rounds. If you went undrafted in 75 rounds,
yeah, you just weren't good. Yeah.
You might have been me. I went undrafted in 75 rounds. But no,
so did I.
But that year that he went undrafted, I think there was only 5 rounds.
Yeah. So you're hoping this prospect, I mean, getting back to Mervis and the platoon and Mancini, that's all fine and good. Mancini, get him. Get Gene Segura. Here, let me put up Gene Segura's numbers. Solid player, ended up with in Philadelphia. He's only 33, still got something in the tank. Plays second base. You keep Nico at short. He's OPS plus for his entire career of 11 years, 100. That is a solid player. Mancini, solid player. That are absolutely going to help out some team this year. Maybe the Cubs, but that's not going to move the needle. That's not going to still be enough to even take the Central. So, like, you lost Contreras to the freaking Cardinals, which we talked about last week, and we'll sing about it, Cubs caroling on Saturday. But you got to replace that, and you're not going to replace it with Mancini and Segura. You're just not.
There's nobody left to replace it. I mean,
no.
Contreras, for all the fucking, people redoing history out there and fucking saying like, oh, Contreras is really not that good and we're fine without him and all that shit. There is no one single player that can replace the value he has to a team. There isn't. There's not one player left.
I screenshotted this. I'm going to put this up right now. Here are the remaining catchers. Because right now, we got Gomes and Higgins. That's who our guys are. Okay. Here are which Gomes, solid catcher, getting older. Definitely bat, not really there. Probably
Higgins was always great on Magnum PI.
Yep. Boy, we are all 70s today.
I know we're getting deep in the box lighteners and the
remaining catchers. I just heard Omar Narvaez signed, so he's off. That he was the number 3 guy, so that he's not, and he's one of the younger ones too. At 30 years old, you got Gary Sanchez, Yankees, then Twins. Roberto,
see, that would be fun just because of the name.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. The only thing we have to cheer for right now is give us somebody who has a name that we can say Dirty Sanchez 150 times.
No, you can't say it anymore. That is no, it's canceled. It's not very I don't know. It's a little racist.
Ah, shit.
Yep, you can't say it. Yep.
Can we say like clean Sanchez?
Yeah, everybody knows what you're talking about.
Your hand first.
No, it's just you got to think of a whole new. You got to think of a whole new thing. Yeah, until people forget about it. Yeah, it's got to be different. But
until people forget about it. I like how racism is only as long as somebody remembers it's racist.
Well, yeah, that's partly, but it's also like intent, I think, matters, and also I believe that maybe if there was equity in the world, then people could say things like that, and nobody would think that you were trying to ruin their lives.
All I know is that Musk Daddy over there on Twitter has told he wrote me a note personally that said use Dirty Sanchez in any tweet you want. So I assume
but you're listening to Elon Musk. What are you doing? Not what are you gonna?
if it's allowed on the internet for the whole world to see, it must be fine, right?
We're allowed on the internet,
and we're fine. We're not good. We're just fine.
Well, we got IFG's here on the chat, and she says she loves some PJ Higgins, her Celtic brother. But damn it, buy me a catcher. And then she must have looked at the list and also commented, bring Taylor Davis back.
See, again, Taylor Davis comes back. He is back only to stare at a camera. Like it's fun. Like we need somebody fun.
You've got the roster spot, so might as well use it.
You got the room for him.
So so we don't have not a lot of options.
Three catchers is, that's the recipe for greatness.
When you got Higgins on the corner infield spots, which unfortunately with the thin roster that we're throwing out there right now, it looks like he might get a little playing time over there at first base and at third, depending on what happens with Pat Wisdom and all that stuff. So what else is on my notes here? Well, Jed wants to be like the Rays. Well, he's doing a hell of a job, except for the winning part. He's making us look exactly like the Rays, where nobody's heard of our players.
Yes.
But we have made the playoffs a little bit less than the Rays. I looked up the Rays playoffs berths here, and since 2007, they've been in it 8 times and out of it 7 times. So if you consider the Cubs situation, they were in it, 7, 8, then again in 15, 16, 17, 18. I know you don't like to say 18, and then 20 again. So that's 7 times.
Wait, what?
So well, 18 is just the stupid wild card game.
Oh, right. That's not in the playoffs.
I don't really count 2020 either. The Rays were in it there. They actually lost the World Series. They were in the World Series, but they've been to 2 World Series in the time the Cubs have been to 1. So they've been to just as many championship series as we have.
Here's the big thing. The big, huge fucking hole in Jed's plan to be like the Rays. Have you guys ever seen a Rays game? No one's there.
Yeah.
No one's at the fucking game.
Nobody cares.
You can hear somebody in the 400s having a fucking conversation. The catcher's like turning around like, hey, down back there. Shut up. I
can't hear the pitcher.
I can't hear the pitcher in the fucking headset that I have. It's a mess. You want to be like the Rays? Go fucking be like the Rays and have nobody in the seats.
He's going to be working in the Rays front office if he doesn't do better as the Cubs general manager, because this is just not going well at all. And like we just said, there's no way you can fix it. There's not guys that you can get. There's the pitchers. You didn't get Senga. He goes to the Mets. Like, I was going to go through all of them. The catcher Vasquez, he signed for the same money that the Cubs offered. Apparently, I guess the years were a little different. He signed with the same money and went to the Twins instead. We're losing to the Twins, man.
We're losing to the Twins.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's a negative feedback loop that we're in. We gotta somehow turn the ship around at some point. And I just kind of maybe want to. Oh, well, let me say one more depressing thing before maybe we take it to commercial.
Danny,
and Danny, we're gonna put up
only a half hour in. There's no way this is the last depressing thing you're about to say.
I just want to take it to commercial with everybody depressed, because I hear that sad people buy more things. So Dom, our friend Dom, friend of the show, Dom Frederick, the director of morale, he tweets out a picture of Wilson and William Contreras in their Cardinals and Brewers uniforms, respectively. And he says, I've been better. And, I can't think of anything worse than this. And you get that 3-way trade. That was another person, the A's catcher Murphy, that we're like, maybe they get Murphy and he could catch and he seems good. And then we put together a trade for him. Nah, we're going to do a 3-way trade, and William Contreras is going to end up on the Brewers. We're going to play him every day.
Apparently, we lose Wilson. We didn't lose him. We know right where he is. We just didn't allow him to come back. So he's gone. And apparently there's another fucking Contreras brother that is available. I didn't know this. You didn't know that. Nobody fucking knew this. And now he's on the Brewers. And now we're going to get our asses fucking bat flipped left and right.
Yeah.
Fucking St. Louis, Milwaukee, just fucking
Wrigley
bat flipping the shit out of us.
It'll be half their fans at Wrigley too, because those guys are going to be fighting it out for the freaking Central. And we're going to be developing dudes in Myrtle Beach in Tennessee, and
sadly,
great. Not sad about it.
We're going to be in third place because fucking
because the
and
Reds,
the Pirates both suck even worse somehow.
At some point, the Pirates are going to be good, though. They've been bad for long enough now that they're going to have guys that are going to be coming up. If you remember, like the Pirates were basically the minor leagues for the Yankees, and the Yankees kept coming up and taking all their guys, and especially the pitching. Like they have been able to develop dudes. Now they've got O'Neal Cruz and Key Brian Hayes. I mean, I'm not counting them out for too long. If we don't start doing some of that Key Brian Hayes stuff, we're not going to be too far.
Isn't O'Neal Cruz like 7 foot tall?
Yeah.
Something like that.
We have no people that are 7 foot tall.
Do you remember when Chris Bryant was coming up and we had all these fucking conversations about people getting upset because he was too tall to play third?
Infield, yeah.
Who the fuck? Like, we need to get some Pirates people on. I want to know, is O'Neal Cruz too tall to play shortstop? Like, is that a conversation anyone is having? Because I remember seeing him a couple times this last year. I thought he looked great, and he's as big as Shaq.
Yeah.
Much thinner. He's like as big as Shaq's one leg.
Yeah, exactly. So I saw this. I thought this was interesting. And this is the last thing I'll say before we get to the
IFG's like, Cotton, shut the fuck up. I need to get into the show.
So Michael Cerami, he says, at the end of this season, the Cubs will lose Hap, Cody Bellinger, who would now play center field, Kyle Hendricks, Jan Gomes, and maybe Marcus Stroman. So even
if I was Marcus Stroman, I would be fucking out the door as quickly as possible.
Yeah, well, he's got an opt-out coming up. So
and that's what he's talking about.
Yeah. So even if all 5 have career years, there's nothing locked in long term. It's all Nico, 2 years left at this point, Seiya, Steele, and the prospect. So, this has turned from like this resetting the roster to just,
long as everybody keeps pumping up this idea that Nico is the best goddamn shortstop in the entire fucking league, according to some stats, he's not going to be here either. Why would he? He'll fucking go for somebody who's going to give him some money and some time. I mean, why not? If he's somehow the best defensive, shortstop, and he's, got a good on base. Like, I like Nico Horner a lot. I just, the more they pump him up like that, the more they're going to fucking come crashing down when he leaves.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just kind of by design that they just always want, young, good players. And if they're going to do it, they're just going to do it that way. And they want to be the Rays, and which is to develop players and go to the playoffs the same amount of time that the Cubs do. So just saying, that is the proof of the pudding. The Rays do very well. The problem is we are not developing players like the Rays do. So if we're going to be the Rays and have a bunch of guys you never heard of that are incredible, that's fine. But
we know, because they're still trying to play. They're trying to play a fucking game that Billy Beane was doing in 2000, 20 years ago. Billy Beane was doing this thing that the Cubs are now just doing. Like, we know they're not developing anything. They are fucking so far behind the ball. It's insane. It is driving me fucking crazy, because this was a team that 6 years ago was like cutting edge. And now I don't know what they're doing. Nobody knows where they're going.
Like, we got new locker rooms. We never won the World Series before. You want to win it for the first time? They had like a pitch. They like, doing remember they had to John Lester, they like made a World Series, and they're like hoisted him on their shoulders. And it was like, it was like the first deep fake ever. And they just paid him a lot of money to have this thing done. They don't do that for Correa, and they're not impressed by it anyway. They're like, yeah, I can make that on any AI generator on the internet. Like, that's a filter on TikTok, idiot. Like, I don't, Cubs win the World Series. Like, here I am. So anyway, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk.
I need another one of these.
Yeah, we're going to talk to IFG about what we've just been talking about. Plus, maybe some picks of who maybe we'd want to see on the Cubs that is still available that might make this team a little bit more watchable. Just who our preferences would be with that. And then we'll talk about CubsCon being back, and also get into some Cubs Miss Carols. Hashtag in the chance. We're going to hashtag hashtag chance in the chat. That's got ahead of myself there. Hashtag chance in the chat. And we will be right back. Here's a commercial for which one I'm going to play. Oh, Patreon. Here we go. All over Chicagoland, there are thirsty, frazzled, overworked Cubs podcasters who are struggling to survive one more baseball season in the dog-eat-dog world of unpaid content creation. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can make a difference. Become a super ranter at patreon.com/sunranto, where your support ensures that poor, sad, pathetic, ugly, loser Cubs podcasters can pay for tickets and beer, and in turn line the pockets of the baseball oligarch Ricketts family. Just $1 a month can buy a scorecard. $5 a month can pay for guitar strings to write a Cubs song. And $10 a month almost buys one beer at Wrigley Field. Cubs content creators are the lowest pieces of pond scum garbage that slither over the face of this planet. But super ranters help them get drunk and screw off at baseball games. What do you get out of it? The Sun Ranto Show delivered to your podcatcher without stupid advertisements like the one you're seeing and hearing right now. Plus, at other Super Ranter levels, you can get Cubs music, access to private Sun Ranto pages, the Ranter calendar, and special thanks and Ranter recognition in our live broadcasts. Plus, eligibility for monthly prizes. What does Sun Ranto get out of it? Your money. For tickets and beer. Go to patreon.com/sunranto. That's patreon.com/sunranto. And become a Super Ranter today. Hello, we're back, and we're back with Infield Fly Girl, Que Pasa?
Oh, hi, everybody.
Hello.
What's going on?
Not enough is going on, but
Well, at least you brought a dog to the podcast. Like, you know, that spruces up the place right away. What's the dog's name?
Russell.
Hey, Russell. Hi.
Like RUSTLE? Like
No,
little
it's
noises?
Addison Russell.
Oh,
Oh,
unfortunately.
no.
I was trying to save you there.
I admit it openly. It was a horrible decision.
You could have been like Leon Russell.
My cat is literally named Xander Bogarts. I am batting 0 here.
Yeah, quit naming your animals after baseball players. It's going terribly.
I
At least for
don't
Cubs
know.
fans.
I look at that as 1 for 2. Xander got a great deal.
You're betting 500. Yeah, Xander.
Alexander Guinness Humphrey Bogarts is his
See,
name.
that's the thing about cats. You can give them 50 names, and it's like just totally
And they won't
normal.
come to
Yeah.
a single one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't matter what you call them. You just got to be like, get over here. So I do want to mention, just because we played a Patreon commercial, that we're going to go for the Patreon people who are in the Discord channel. We're going to go do a little post-show conversation. I want to hear from everybody. I really enjoy doing that. Everybody that shows up and hangs out in there. You're smarter than us. So then we can come out and sound smart on the show after talking to people that pay a lot more attention to the Cubs and stuff than we do. I'm kidding. But no, I just love talking to you guys, and it's awesome. IFG, just because you came
And he
on.
speaks for himself.
Yeah, I do. Only myself. But anyway, I did on the Patreon page, I did share that Discord link where we will have that chat. So I will, and I'll make sure you get it too, IFG, if you want to come join us afterwards.
Absolutely.
So we were just talking about the state of the Cubs generally being pretty bleak. All the guys that we thought we could get that would make a difference on the team to make us competitive this year, they're all on other teams.
We
Where
just
are
lost
you?
Omar Narvaez too, right?
Yeah, that just happened. Omar Narvaez and Rodon just signed with the Yankees as well right before we went live. That was all breaking news that we didn't break, but so yeah, but we knew we weren't getting these guys. At this point, we knew that. So what do we do? Like, where are you with this season? Is it just like another lost season, or like, are you that hopeless, or do you see a path? Or
I mean, I don't trust a word that I hear out of the front office anymore. They say words, and then those words don't materialize into things. So I don't know what to think anymore.
There's a conspiracy theory out there that Tom and Crane put out the whole like, there's money to spend just to kind of fuck him, just to like ruin it for Jed and make it look like it's all his fault. What do you think about
Then
that?
they fire him, and then you start a whole another thing, and Carter Hawkins gets the job. I mean, what happens? Like, is it just what hamster wheel are we spinning on here?
Yeah, that's an interesting hamster wheel for sure. I have a sort of tinfoil hat theory that this is all a long play on the part of ownership in general to drive down player salaries. I think you're going to see a lot of really, really big things so that you get more popular support for a salary cap, and then you start driving down free agent numbers.
Wow. Okay. I like that.
It's an overall play on, because you do have the long AAV. You throw this out there now, and as we mentioned during the strike many times on this show, is that not a lot of the players are making that big money. It's a very small percentage.
It's a very small amount. So you overpay all of these people just to
rip off everybody else.
I love this idea that
this long AAV thing, this big money but long years thing, this happened in hockey too. They would manipulate contracts because like the guy is obviously not going to play for as long as he's signed for, but it ends up being like a zero interest Bobby Bonilla situation where you just, it's the total guarantee that's important to the player, but it ends up really benefiting the team because they get to sign the guy for longer at a lower amount, and then that doesn't affect the luxury tax as much. It's my understanding, I don't know the details of it too much, but it's my understanding that in hockey they actually stepped in and put a stop to that because it was getting like so ridiculously manipulated.
Well, it is kind of strange how it just kind of came out of the blue that everybody just got double the years that you thought they were going to get, and people got double the salaries. Like it does feel so like, I mean, part of it is billionaires like, waving it around and being like, I can do what I want. I'm a billionaire. And then there's the other part of it of like more what you're saying, where it is transactional and trying to make structural changes in the sport.
Yeah. I mean, think about like who was the highest paid player on the Cubs 13 years ago? How much was he making every year? And like that AAV doesn't mean nearly as much to us as it did back then. Back then you're like, oh my God, it's $7 million a year or whatever, and now we're like, yes, please, $7 million a year, unless your name is Kyle Schwarber for some reason. Do
you remember when Ryan Sandberg signed I think it was $2.3 million contract, and everybody lost their mind? That was not for 1 year. That was the contract. It was $2.3 million.
So, and it's hard to really think of inflation in that way, because I feel like they're playing in a completely different money world that the rest of us live in. And I've had this concept for a while that I'm not an economist, so I'll never write a thesis on it or anything. But the idea being that there are alternate economies that sometimes touch but don't always, and that they just have and one doesn't play in the other on the regular basis. So like a billionaire can affect the stock market when they buy a stock. I can't do it unless you're, and then if you try to do it like the meme stock people, you get arrested. So
right. Yeah.
And that just happened the other day. So I'm just saying we're living in two different kind of economies. And one is like the baseball economy, which has its own money. And then there's what they can get from us. Because a lot of people are like, well, TV rights will go up. And I'm like, well, doesn't that mean cable bills go up, or ticket prices, or beer prices? And those all do too. But it reaches a breaking point when people's salaries are not matching in any way, shape, or form the raise in price. In fact, people are making less money.
Exactly.
Less income than they did before.
And not only that, but the fans themselves as a whole have less of an impact on the actual dollar revenue of the team. So like just saying I'm not going to go to Wrigley Field anymore isn't going to hurt the Cubs. Like every single person who goes to Wrigley Field every year, if they all stopped, the revenue of the team is so far distanced from their actual money. Like any one individual person's choices don't really matter. Like if I stopped watching the Cubs, I live in Seattle. If I stopped watching the Cubs, they would not feel it in the slightest because my cable contract includes the sports channel, whether I'm watching it or not.
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to watch another team or even have a package that carries ESPN, then they're gonna get some money out of it because I
want to kind of get back to this idea that you had about all these AAV and long-term contracts. I actually really like that because it was just 2 years ago, I think, that players were bitching. It was before the contract negotiations and the new contract. Everybody was bitching because they were getting the exact same offer from every team, right?
Yeah.
And it was low.
This is what you get.
They were keeping it low, and so they called it collusion. Now, all these players are getting not the exact same contract, but a very surprising number of years for a lot of money. It could still be collusion for what you were saying, IFG. Like, if we go into 10 years down the road and everybody sees these guys, because that's what everybody's bitching about, right? Like, oh, he's not going to be good in the end of the thing.
Yeah.
And then the owners can say, well, look how bad all these guys are. Look what happened. We need a salary cap to keep us.
My goodness, we need to
keep
protect
us from doing
ourselves.
what we did.
We have made bad decisions.
We have made bad decisions. So what we need to do is make sure that our bad decisions do not benefit a single fucking player.
Never again.
Sounds like the mortgage crisis.
Ohtani is going to be in. Ohtani's going to get $500 million, and then everybody is going to freak out.
Yeah, but we can't do this.
Not for one player. There's no way he's going to be a two-way player for 10 years. There's no way he's going to be still in baseball in 20 years or whatever. And
nobody talks about the Bobby Bonilla thing. Like,
well, they do. They have an anniversary every year, and everybody laughs.
Right, but nobody's talking about it now. I honestly,
1 million back then, you'd be like, "Oh my god, you get $1 million not for doing it, and you don't even have to do anything."
I still feel that way. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
But fuck, I don't give a shit. Pay Carlos Correa, restructure that contract in year 6 or 7, and then pay him until he's 84. I don't give a shit because it's fine. Like, then we'll have Carlos Correa Day. In fact, we'll have multiple days. We'll have Bryce Harper Day. We'll have Carlos Correa Day. We'll have Xander Bogaerts Day. It'll be a fucking party all year long.
Well, but very few. I mean, this is like a handful of guys that are going to get a deal like this. This is like 5 people, but they will use those as their pariah examples.
Exactly.
And it's going to screw everybody else. A couple of comments in the chat I kind of wanted to share with. First of all, we got some clarification from Dominic Galoro that in 2009, the highest paid player was Carlos Zambrano.
And he earned every penny.
Didn't he kill a fan with a baseball or something? I forget what happened.
He actually broke $17 million worth of coolers in the dugout. It was weird.
It was
very
a wash.
Expensive coolers for sure, but.
And that year, the payroll, it was around $135 million. That was a failed team too. 2009. We had some hope, and it didn't work out.
Hold on. What's our payroll now?
It's probably around here. I
don't think it's 135 million now.
I don't think it is. Well, you still got, unfortunately, Jay Hay on towards the luxury taxes, which anybody cares about. In the
what's most unfortunate? It's not that we have Jay Hay on the contract. It's that we have Cody Bellinger in fucking center field, who had worse offensive numbers
than
Jason Hayward, and we're paying him too.
Jay Hay's going to win comeback.
In which Hayward's contract now looks good if you just don't fucking hire Cody Bellinger and you slide Hayward into center field and you let. What is going on? What is happening? How is in like 3 days? Jason Hayward's contract went from the fucking like weight around somebody's neck to, man, I wish we only had Jay Hay and we didn't have fucking Cody Bellinger too. Jesus Christ. Jed Hoyer is not.
He's not good.
He's not good.
You know what's really going to hurt? You know what's really gonna hurt?
Mm.
When the Dodgers fix Jason Hayward.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're gonna
and they
fix
will.
his swing.
He will fucking come out and he'll rock like 28 homers this year for like the most of his career, and
Yeah,
then he'll
comeback
make another
player.
100 million next year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the
I
worst.
And I hope he gets it because
I do too.
And he's an
Much shit as I've
attractive,
talked about that
attractive
man over the last few years, he deserves to remember how to swing a bat.
Yeah, well, and also, I mean, he looks like an athlete. Like
Right.
he is
Like
just
he should
tall.
be good.
He should be good. There's no reason. And then they kept fucking with his swing, and they fucked with his swing, and we had 8 batting coaches, and everybody thought they could fix him. And then they got in his head. He probably was at that point, he did need a change. He needed a change of scene.
Yep. Oh, and like you were saying earlier, Danny, smartest guys in the room.
Yeah.
This guy that they fucking spent money for. They were like, we're gonna spend a bunch of money. We're gonna get this guy. We love this guy. We love him so much. We're gonna make him one of the highest paid players on our team. But we're also gonna change everything he does.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
We don't want him to do what he was doing. The thing that we spent $184 million.
No,
we don't want him to do that
We
anymore.
know better.
We want him to do something else. Fucking Christ, guys.
I like this chat. This in the chat from Vaga420, which is I just hit the largest live resin dab in the world and still fucking hate the goddamn Cubs front office. Tom Ricketts is a redumblican, tried and true, worthless, soulless POS. But the same Vaga 420 also wants to know why we're not signing any. If we're not signing any free agents, why the F aren't we extending Horner or Happ right now? Jed has to be fired if you don't do something now. And that is the next question. And
look, Danny, we can't talk extensions in the middle of the season.
You might want to trade them before the deadline or something.
I mean, you wouldn't talk in the middle. Oh, no, it's the off season. I get that. But we're busy with these other things. These free agent signings, we're busy with that. So we're going to put them off. We're going to have about 48 hours.
We're too busy not making an offer to
spring
Carlos
training
Correa
to talk about this. And then if it doesn't work, we're going to shut down we're going to claim that they didn't want to sign, and then we're going to shut it down for the rest of the year.
Horner.
Let them walk.
I'm Nico Horner.
Compensation pick.
I'm Nico Horner right now. I'm looking what's going on and how many years and all the money that these shortstops are getting. And I'm saying to myself, well, I'm not going to take an extension. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Why would I do that when Dansby Swanson's going to get 10-250? Why would I take it?
He's absolutely, and he would be absolutely right to do it. And his agent would be a moron for taking a club friendly extension right now.
Yeah,
exactly.
And honestly, Dansby and Nico are very comparable players. Like, this is not like, this is not like the greatest fucking shortstop out there doing all the things. And Nico Horner,
it's time. We didn't get Senga, we didn't get Rodon, we didn't get Xander Bogaerts, we didn't get Christian Vasquez. Like, signing Dansby at Swanson at this point, it doesn't even blow my skirt up. Like, it's whatever. It's another person to sell jerseys. Because he's going to look really pretty in advertisements like he always does.
Is anybody going to buy that jersey?
Sorry?
People in the chat, who's going to buy the Swanson jersey?
Oh, not us.
I mean, I might buy a Swanson dinner meals T-shirt.
I know you'll buy some Swanson. You'll buy some Swanson
meals. I might go on a diet.
Yeah,
eat a bunch of Swansons.
Yeah, that is Michael's diet of choice.
I own a PJ Higgins jersey. I will not own a Dansby Swanson jersey.
Yeah. So
there's you have a PJ Higgins jersey?
I literally do. Yeah. I am probably the only person not named Higgins that has a PJ Higgins jersey, but yes, I do.
Did you? Okay, so this we talked about this actually before John Baker Day was a thing. Danny bought the John Baker jersey off of the sale rack at CubsCon, right?
No, it was at spring training. They had the wives do a charity sale, and they all went out there, and then you just had to dig through stuff. And I found Baker number 12, which was also Dusty Baker's number, and it's the reason that
which
John
is
Baker
also my jersey number.
Yeah, but you're not a famous baseball player. Well, neither is. But the reason the reason John chose that because his last name was already Baker, and there were already Baker jerseys, and his dad wanted him to be able to get a jersey easily. He's like, well, there's probably still some Dusty Baker jerseys around because he
I
was
love
manager
that.
for so long.
They
So
literally
he told him
just
to
never
take 12.
stop
Yeah.
making Dusty Baker jerseys.
Just get the same one because you got the same last name. Just get out there with Baker's number.
That
Why
is
is
so
this
funny.
2022 and you're just telling us that story? That's amazing.
I think John told us on one of the John Baker Day things.
Oh,
at
but
some
I
point.
was
Yeah.
drunk. No fucking way I
exactly,
remembered that.
So the last thing I want to do in this segment is just like pick a couple players that maybe make this team more watchable, and I'll give mine first. And these guys are still available. One of them you're gonna like, and the other one you're gonna hate. Okay.
Okay.
Which one you want first?
I want to no, like first, hate second. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
let's-
Because then Michael's gonna go afterwards,
Let's-
and if you
let-
got any
let-
IFG,
Let's get off and then maybe get in a nice relaxed zone before you tell us you don't want to see us anymore.
well, here's my first one, and I'm going to put up his stats. He had quite a nice year last year, and that's Andrew Chafin. I mean, he's available for money. All you got to do is pay money, and he'll come. And then they'll probably trade him again at the deadline. He ended up in Detroit last year, where he ended up with a 2.83 ERA, pitched in 64 games, 57.1 innings pitched. He had quite a nice year. I don't know why he didn't get traded out of Detroit. Makes no sense to me. The Cubs had him in 2021, where he had a 2.06 ERA, brought that down to 153 with Oakland, who at the time
153 with Oakland.
they had a chance. They went for it and it didn't work out, but then now they blew it up again. But I mean, he's now going to be 33 years old. That's his Jesus year. That was Jed's whole thing, or that was Theo's whole thing. Always liked guys that were 33 in their Jesus year. They just knew enough Pearl Jam songs to be friends with him. And so that's my
and Chafin still has a tape deck in that Trans Am he bought.
Yeah, and Bleacher Jeff, come on. And today's Bleacher Jeff's birthday. So happy birthday, Bleacher Jeff.
Oh, happy birthday, Bleacher Jeff.
And but he looks just like Bleacher Jeff, or Bleacher Jeff looks like him. And so that was just so much fun, because the bullpen's right under Jeff, and they look at each other and be like, bro, we got the same freaking vibe. We're awesome. And it was just so much fun.
If Chafin comes back, we need to get Chafin a t-shirt that says failed Bleacher Jeff.
Failed Bleacher Jeff. So, and here's my other one, and you can boo me right away, but it's Matt Carpenter, okay?
Boo!
I know.
Fuck you.
Because here's why.
Nobody wants the salsa, Danny.
No, here's why. Because Matt Carpenter has been hated by Cub fans for a long, long time. He was on St. Louis forever, and he was an all-star. He got MVP votes. Like he was really good. Okay. And he was a thorn in the side of Cub fans for the longest time. He still managed to a pretty decent OBP up above, topping out. The last time he had a really good one for the whole year was 2000. Actually, it wasn't bad last year, but he had an OBP of 412 for the Yankees. But he really just became unplayable with a batting average of 169 in 2021 for St. Louis. Became completely unplayable. And here's the thing. So the Cardinals gave up on him. Okay. What if the Cubs get him? And he has one of those resurgent years, and it's like Matt Carpenter time, and he's like winning games against his old Cardinals, and you got Wilson v. Carpenter going on. I mean, we got nothing next year, right? We got nothing. Let's just rub Matt Carpenter and his salsa back in their face, because he did pretty good with the Yankees last year.
Okay, this is what I wanted to talk about. The Yankees used him in 47 games, 154 plate appearances.
Not every day.
Not every day. They were fucking
37.
picking and choosing when to use this guy. They were doing they were checking the stats. They were doing all this stuff. It's like there were days that I don't think Matt Carpenter even dressed. There's not a pitcher on this team you can hit. Go fucking sit down. So, when they had a chance, they would stick him in there, and then he did good. This dude's what? 36 years, he'll be 37 years old.
Yeah.
And the Cubs will want to use him every fucking
every day. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
and he will be the St. Louis guy.
I'm saying he's going to want to stick it to the Cardinals. We're going to get like a Jim Edmonds year out of him.
He's going to want to stick it to the Cardinals. He's going to have a 69 OPS plus instead of that 63.
Nice.
Nice, yeah. So those are my guys. Take them or leave them. I know you take one and leave the other, probably, right?
It reminds me of what was it? What was the fucking center fielder?
I said it, Edmonds.
Edmonds, yeah. Fucking, it reminds me of when he came to the Cubs. I hated that guy. And I hated him worse because, like, the one game I really saw him, he was hungover for the first fucking 5 innings. And then he ended up, like, just because he, like, hit one fucking good hit at the end of the game, everybody forgot that he sucked. The whole reason the Cubs were losing is because he fucking sucked the first 5 innings.
Clint Nathan, and I'll look this up right now and make sure that he's right, but it says Yankees played him every day, and then when he got hot, and then he got hurt. So I guess he was out there for a while. Okay, but he could. I mean, he used to. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's too hurt to play. I don't know. But he's a lefty. Cubs are a little bereft from the left side of the plate. Although you got Mervis maybe coming in, and I guess Bellinger. But anyway, who do you got, Cotton?
Okay. So my first one is also a pitcher. I'm looking at Johnny Cueto coming up from the South Side, right? Because look, Johnny Cueto is 37. I think he'll be 38 next year. I mean, I know he'll be at 38. I just don't know if it'll happen during the season. I mean, I know how numbers work, but he's old.
He's not going to be 36. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, is he only 36? Whatever. Okay.
Yeah,
he's going to be 37.
He's 36 right now.
Okay.
I'm looking it up. Right now, he was born on February 15th. So he will be 37.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the big thing that I'm looking at with Cueto. He was a starter for the White Sox. The White Sox, notoriously terrible defensive team. He had a 3.35 ERA, even though the FIP, the fielding independent pitching, was like 3.79. Like, he was getting lucky as fuck. Like, I want all that luck. I want all of it. And then the other one, though, the big one. This is the biggest thing for me. 158.1 innings pitched last year. That's 6 and with the number of games that he was in, 24 games, that's 6.5 innings. That's what he averaged, was 6.5 innings pitched for the White Sox. Do you know how many guys on the Cubs did that? 0. That's right. None. Not a single one. Pedro Strop led the pack, I think, with like 130 innings or something like that.
Pedro Strop.
Pedro Strop.
Marcus Stroman. Have another beer, Michael.
Hey, I was on a roll, man. I had Stro in my mind.
You're living in the past.
Yeah. So, Marcus Stroman had like 130 innings. So
he got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the thing. He didn't get hurt. He threw for way more innings than any of the Cubs had. He had a pretty good year. He matches up really matches up. Like, he's very much the same type of pitcher the Cubs already have, but it would just be another one. And they need more pitchers. And there's nobody good out there anymore. Like, there's no Rodon. There's no fucking DeGrom. There's none of those guys. This is somebody that they could actually get for a couple years for probably pretty low because of, his age. And he'd be okay. He'd be pretty good, I think. I don't know. I like
Cueto. I just don't know how much he's got in the tank.
I don't know how much he has either, but he had a pretty good year last year on a bad team. And let's put him on another bad team. He gets to stay in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Who else you got?
So my other one is Jurickson Profar. Now, Profar has only played, and I want him for first base. He's only played like 400 innings in his career at first base, but he's done okay over there. He has done it. He's generally a middle infielder, but he's a leadoff guy. He's a switch hitter. He doesn't have a lot of power.
Platoon dude.
Yeah.
Like you could throw him in kind of anywhere. He's like
Well,
poor
okay.
man's Ben Zobrist or your
So
Morel
if you
type.
want Matt Mervis to come up, right, then everybody's fucking scared that Mervis is going to get blocked if you get a good first baseman. This guy is not a natural first base. He hasn't played a lot of first base. He could play first base. He could be there. You could platoon him with Mervis if you want, but he knows what he's doing with leadoff, and his 391 OBP would be almost 50 points higher than anybody on the Cubs had last year, which means good thing that he would be the best player.
I got bad news for you. You're looking at his slugging of 391, 331 OBP, which is not, I'm not going to cry about that either.
Did I look at his slugging? God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I didn't look. I didn't put it on the screen because I can't read it, and I still can't read it.
You still can't read it. 3.1 WAR last year. You're right. That's not going to be the worst situation in the world. I mean, is he available?
Yeah, I looked him up on the free agents. Like he was.
I mean, is he still available? Because some of those lists.
I believe he is. If anybody in the chat, if he's not available. Yeah, let me know. But
I ended up looking up people that had just gotten signed like today. Like I had looked up Brandon Frazier from the Orioles. Or the Orioles got him now. So
hold on. David Elliott says, need drunk Michael on the show more often.
Yeah.
Like, do you realize
ass stats left and right?
I know. Hold on. How often do you think I do the show sober? It's pretty rare. Honestly.
They got him listed as a left fielder for $14 million. That is his market value. So I don't know that they're gonna do that. But
a left fielder for 14. Okay. Well,
I mean,
I saw that he was still out there, and I saw that I saw that he played outfield, but he also played second base, and he has a little first base, like I said, like 400 innings over his entire career, which has been 8 seasons. So that's not a ton.
Nick says Profar has not signed yet. Yeah, I was just looking that up too. So
yeah, so he's got 417 innings at first base. So he has done it, but that's only like 65 games. It's not a ton.
So
but
we're talking about guys also that aren't necessarily best for the team in that we're going to now win the World Series because we got them. We are talking about guys that will make the team watchable. So I like your Cueto Profar situation.
I think Profar would be kind of good. And we have nobody at first base, people. We have nobody. We have Patrick Wisdom. And nobody's even talked about that for the last month and a half. That is the plan. After the season, they're like, yeah, it's Patrick Wisdom. Patrick Wisdom going to go over there. Do you remember Patrick Wisdom playing first base last year?
Was it? Yeah. He's kind of a statue. They might as well put like the Ernie Banks statue over there. Just like, or the Ron Santo might even be better.
I just feel like the Cubs at this point are leaning into my own personal philosophy, which is if you're not going to be good, you should at least be pretty.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, okay.
Just look for the sexiest. Then that takes Matt Carpenter out of the running, I believe, right there.
Yes, I would not be picking Matt Carpenter. I'm on Project Catcher. My right fielder is set for the next 4 years. So that rooting interest is all good. Now I need to think about the catchers, and as much as I love me some PJ Higgins, I would like him to be taking some time at first base or playing around somewhere else to keep Patrick Wisdom not there.
Good over there.
Yeah, right.
He's better than Wisdom.
Wisdom play on third base since we're not going to go buy a third baseman somewhere. So I'm on Project Catcher. So both of my suggestions are catchers, and we can take one or both or whatever. How about Jorge Alfaro? Man, he's pretty.
All right. Let me look him up.
Look, I get
he's
it.
behind a mask, though.
That's what I was just about to say.
I don't care. He hits walk-off home runs. I need a bat.
Yeah. He's got that long, flowy hair.
And he hits dingers. Like, he's big and he's pretty and he hits dingers, and we have none of that going on right now. Let's do all this stuff.
A lot of DH and backup Gomes, so he wouldn't be behind the mask that much.
His nickname is El Oso, which means the bear.
Oh,
I mean, at
well
this
then.
point,
Do you remember when Bryce Harper had a dog named Wrigley? He's El Oso is destined to be a Cub.
Exactly. Or a Chicago Bear.
I'm just saying I'm here for
Possible.
it.
Hmm?
And if you
Might as
insist
well.
upon defense, Austin Hedges is a thing. He couldn't hit the ground if he fell out of a tree. But he's really good at the whole catchering part of being a catcher. So if you want somebody who's going to make your pitchers happy, whoever they are, that's an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking
Here's the
at a
list.
lot of
I'll put it
catchers
up.
because that is where I wanted to go. But my idea behind a catcher was to have a catcher that could back up Gomes and then also be the first baseman. What do you think? I mean, is Austin Hedges going to be able to play first, or Alfaro going to play first, or have they ever done it, or no?
Probably play first.
I mean, I think most players can play first.
But I
don't
mean,
think it's
like
that
you have a
tough,
PJ
but-
Higgins for that. You have,
Yeah.
we have dudes who can do first base.
Okay, but if you're going to get a catcher, are you going to keep PJ Higgins on there? I mean, I know the Cubs only have
Until
like
you get
32
an
people on
actual full-time first baseman who can hit you 25 home runs a year, sure, why not? Like, who else is doing it?
A couple of
Well, I mean,
great comments in the chat here. I've got to pull out. Clinton Nathan says Alfaro has great hair, and
Fantastic hair. The QHAR is off the charts.
But Nick G says he's like a pudgy Jason Momoa.
Exactly. That is the point right there. Send it.
So yeah, I mean, there's I'm on team 3 catchers. I love the idea of that not being a revolving, not being like, you don't want it to be like a revolving door down there, but I think it's a good idea to have as many talented athletes, and catchers are smart. They're
Okay,
good.
so Jared
guys
P
to have around
disagrees
it.
with you. Jared P says get a
that's a good
full-time
idea. We should
DH,
also buy JD Martinez.
so we don't have to have a catcher and a backup catcher in the same damn lineup.
Oh, sorry, I misread that. Same dream lineup.
Well, that is our dream lineup, Jared. I don't.
All catchers.
It feels like you're new to the show. We love the backup catcher.
Okay, so let's.
You're
so
not.
let's do it since I get
nobody,
two, right?
Nobody likes an all-time like a full-time DH. Nobody. Not even DHs want to be good. Like want to be the DH.
Except
all
the
the
old
time.
guys.
They want to do other things.
Coast, bring back Fukudome. That's what I say. So what we're going to say?
Retired.
He did retire.
It's
You know,
all
Danny,
over.
since you're on this kick about bringing fucking hated Cardinals players over, why don't we just bring Pujols out of the fucking
Yachty,
dustbin?
bring the whole group. There's your,
Bring
there's
him
your
over and
third
just-
catcher.
Pujols just as the DH. Jared, would you like that?
I don't care about
Jared,
people.
Jared
would.
You know you want Pujols over there.
No, Jared's on board. Jared says he has 2 Coy Hill jerseys. So
Okay, hold on.
you
We don't go
misread.
that deep into the fucking bad catcher thing. I mean, come on. Yes. Okay. My issue with this, it's not that he has a Coy Hill jersey. It's that he has 2 of them. What happened? Did you
What's got
somehow
mustard?
lose one and then
hurt
think you had to replace it, and then you found out you had 2? Or I don't know. Like, how the fuck do you end up with 2 of them?
Well, we're long overdue for a break here, so we're gonna take a quick break. And then we're gonna play some Cubs Miss Carols that have been sent in. The winner's gonna win the Leo DeRocher baseball card. In fact, I think I'm gonna pick a top 3. I think we should go 1, 2, 3, and I'll figure out some other prizes. I got some pilfered plates that I stole from 1914 Club. I got some stuff. So, but because there's just
I
so
have
many
to
great
say,
entries.
This is my favorite time of the year. Has nothing to do with Christmas, and it has to do with ranchers making
It's hilarious.
songs. I
Yeah.
fucking love this.
And IFG, I already announced you as a celebrity judge, so you're definitely coming on as a judge. You're gonna, be part of the
I'll drink
decision.
faster.
So,
David Elliott says, "Gotta wear the other jersey while you're washing the dirty one."
of the Coy Hill jerseys, yeah.
Coy Hill.
And I believe IFG, you do accept bribes. Am I?
I absolutely do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just get on that. If you got $20 you want to send her, you can maybe win the card worth the same amount of money. So actually, I think that card's worth like $50. So it's not a
Nice.
terrible prize. So, all right, we're going to take a quick commercial. We have a Sun Ranto shopping page, which you should be shopping through for all your Christmas needs. So anyway, here's our commercial for it. If you're like most Americans, you buy shit. Lots of shit. Sometimes you buy shit for other people. Sometimes you buy shit for yourself. And sometimes you buy shit you have to buy just to stay alive. So why not buy shit through the Sun Ranto affiliate? Links at sunranto.com/shopping. We've got tons of shit you can buy. Go to sunranto.com, click on the shopping link, then click our ads and buy shit. We've got Amazon. They've got tons of shit. But you can also buy MLB shit, NBA shit, NFL shit, Fans Ed shit, Southwest Airlines shit, Fanatic shit, Reebok shit, Wine of the Month shit, Beer of the Month shit, Bear Mattress shit, StubHub shit, Lid shit, Sports Memorabilia shit, Volcanica coffee shit, Vibrator shit, Condom shit, Bag shit, NHL shit, and Audible membership shit. There's a whole lot of shit that can help the Sun Ranto show stay on the air so we can keep talking shit. So buy shit today through sunranto.com/shopping. Thanks. Cubs Jesus thinks you're the shit. I have now made the mistake of switching to wine, so get ready for that, stomach. So I wanted to congratulate Bernie Barron real quick, who came forward as the purchaser, the Amazon sunranto.com/Amazon purchaser of the Cracker Jacks, which was the winner of the 4 Bleacher Bum Band glasses. She says she became addicted to Cracker Jacks again at one of the Club 400 events where Stewart had them out. And she ate the Cracker Jacks. It had been years. And she's like, these are fucking amazing. And ever since then, she's been buying Cracker Jacks through the Sun Ranto link at sunranto.com/Amazon. So
That is fantastic.
yeah, so we're doing the Lord's work here. The prizes suck these days, so I can't speak for the prizes. Cracker Jacks are okay. I like caramel. I like popcorn. I'm not that big of a fan together. It's just me.
I want to, it's kind of funny. I have a like a shelf behind my desk at work, and I'm like the mom who brings snacks to work. So I have a shelf full of snacks, and there's like instant noodles and microwave macaroni and cheese and like choco pies and whatever. And I always have boxes of Cracker Jack in there too. I always make sure that, because like we're a baseball gym, so we have Cracker Jacks.
Yeah. No, I understand, like, and it's in the song, and peanuts and Cracker Jacks, and there's actually peanuts in the Cracker Jacks. That's part of the whole thing. They're like, hey, how can I make this like the stickiest, saltiest thing that I could, and
it's gonna be stuck in your teeth all day.
I mean, yeah, it really is firing on all cylinders, and you're picking it out there for the rest of the game. But
yeah, I you know what, I have to admit, I do love the Cracker Jacks, but the Chicago mix. And I did not make that up. It's the Chicago mix is the caramel corn with the cheese corn in one thing. Oh, yeah. There we go.
I did get that at the Chicago airport on my way home.
Yeah, the last wedding I was
at, popcorn. They
had them at all the tables for people to eat until they got their food.
I tried to go to the special popcorn place in Chicago, but they were like closed the weekend I was there. It was sad.
Yeah. Well, you can definitely pay it triple at the airport if you want.
You can.
$18 for a bag of popcorn. Oh, what a deal! So, speaking of deals, Cubs convention, they just released kind of what's happening. Here's the schedule. I see. This makes me think that this offseason hasn't exactly gone like they thought it might, because like we're doing Cubs Con again, and here's what Cubs Con is. It's Friday. First of all, I don't think it's a great thing that it starts on Friday the 13th. And nobody's really pointed that out yet. I'm just saying, this is probably a harbinger of doom in some way.
At least they're not doing Cubs Caravan on Friday the 13th.
You just get kidnapped and slaughtered in the they drive you to the woods and bury you in a shallow grave. So Jason's gonna be running around hacking people to death. But they got the red
special.
Right. And I saw Crawley, he had tweeted out what was going on with the guys that are going to be. The red carpet special basically is just the opening ceremony. Oh, maybe they're doing a marquee thing where like they all walk
it
in
says
and you're supposed to stay in there. in the
They're going to
cold.
walk in like, what are you wearing? And you're going to be like, game
This
used
is Chanel.
The only one that's going to be able to answer that question properly is Christopher Morel. So, because that'll be the only cool one. But yeah, so they got some red carpet special. I don't know what that is. Opening ceremony where just all the guys you think are going to be there are going to be there, including current Cubs, unfortunately. And then, but like, you know, Lee Smith, Rick Sutcliffe, the guys like that. Glendon Rush off the mound with Ryan Debster, and then they're doing Harry karaoke. In fact, they're doing that both nights.
Will hologram Harry be there? That's all I want to know.
God, I hope he's hosting.
Would it be amazing? It would be amazing if he was hosting and then he was also doing whatever that dude on Idol that was like, dude would always talk shit to people.
Oh, like Simon Cowell?
Yeah, like if he did a Simon Cowell, like, you're as bad as that Budweiser that's in my coffin right now. Something like that.
Well, the big news is that the Ricketts Family Forum is back. So it's the first thing. It'll be the first thing that happens on Saturday morning.
That shit's gonna be scheduled at like 5:30.
Oh yeah, 5:30 a.m. Yeah, but where everybody's still hungover. It's still dark outside.
They don't want anybody there because it's gonna be a rough fucking year. They're gonna need they're gonna have plexiglass up in front of them, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's COVID security." You know, we just don't want to get COVID.
You're gonna drive it in the Pope mobile so they don't get shot. So, but yeah, I don't see a single. There's Ross here. There's Hoyer's going to be out there. Very brave by them for them to show up at this thing. By the way, I might add.
How long do you think the baseball operations update is? I feel like that's going to be like the kind of update that you get for the news. It's like a minute and a half.
No, I mean, I've been to that. I mean, that one's given by Crane Kenny, and he like goes pretty much into depth. I mean, when they were doing all the construction, there was a lot more to talk about. But hey, they've got. We're gonna get a chance to boo the sports book. We're gonna get a chance to boo.
There's nothing to talk about
away.
Outside of the sports book, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, so they're going to be talking about that. Of course, Cubs bingo is always a lot of fun and a great draw. Then they're having Harry karaoke again. But yeah, but here's what I'm noticing though. They got the prospects, which here's the prospects that'll be there: Alcantara, Amaya, Ben Brown, Owen Casey, Picro Armstrong, Brendan Davis, DJ Hertz, Ed Howard, Ryan Jensen, Matt Mervis, Jordan Nwogu, Daniel Palencia, Chase Strumpf, Jordan Wicks. And there's some kind of good names. We've heard a lot of these names. I mean, Cubs do seem like they got some prospect coming. But, you know, the fact that this is the main draw because there really aren't current players.
I was going to say, who are the Cubs players that are coming?
None. And they're not doing any they're doing Friday night and they're all just, and then I guess they'll be doing some autographs if you are lucky enough to pull the name out of the hat or whatever it is. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they're doing anything like when Chris Bryant called St. Louis boring. Like that was all at CubsCon. And, you know, all the players would go out there and they'd cut up and, you know, Glendon Rush would be on Cubs Family Feud, cutting up with Lee Smith. Like all that stuff is cut. And that sucks because that was the fun stuff. So if I'm looking at this,
you won't be booing next year, Danny,
because there won't be a next year. I mean, Crawley is in full meltdown mode. Like I talked to him the other day. He's like, I think they're killing it on purpose. They're making the worst possible Cubs convention so nobody comes and they can just stop doing it. And
actually, I see. And again, here is where I disagree with Crawley. The Cubs convention is as good as they can make it. That's how bad this fucking team is right now. That's what they're doing.
Do? Like, what you gonna have a Nico Horner panel? Let everybody ask Marcus Stroman about the weird tweets that he likes. I mean,
so what did you mean about who controls the media, Marcus? Oh.
Right, Stroman's not going to be there, but Nico Horner could be there. And honestly, I would like to hear from Nico Horner. I don't know anything about the guy. I think I despite the fact that it seems like I give him shit, I like Nico Horner. It's just
I
that I
do
don't think
too.
he's like a superstar that some people make him out to be. But I like him. But I saw in your thing, Ian Happ. That's another one. Like, I'm
Sure.
not
Yeah,
super
the
into
Ian
Ian
Happ
Happ,
wants
but
to
he's
sell
going to be
coffee
doing.
panel. It's
He's going to be doing the compound,
Yeah,
right?
compound.
So
yeah.
he's going to be
yeah,
there doing
unless
the
he gets
compound.
traded before then, who knows?
Yeah,
So
exactly. You get
what I
traded
want to
during
ask
the
anybody
compound.
who hears this, if you're going to go to the compound, I want you to ask the question, why isn't this the Sun Ranto show? That's what I want to hear. I want
I think you already know the answer to that question. And the answer
why
is,
isn't the Sun Ranto show here?
if you've been watching tonight, then you might know why we're not allowed to go. In fact, like every time, like, you got a couple people that are always in line. One of them being Crawley. And Crawley goes up and he's thought about his questions. And that they see him in line. They're like, shit. There's Crawley. He's gonna ask the question
He's
in
gonna
such
have
a way.
receipts.
He's gonna, but Crawley always lets them save face. He's not one of those people that is like, "Hey, why'd you trade Jeff Samardzija? Like, what's wrong with you?"
I was gonna say they see Crawley coming and they're like, "Go to Crazy Hat Lady."
Yeah, go to Crazy
Crazy
Bring
Hat
on
Lady
Ronnie
before
Woo Woo. So anyway, that's what's happening. This is, we'll see what goes on. I'm hoping to go down there and at least see what's going on. I want to cover it. I used to cover it for Bleed Cubby Blue. I think I'll do that again and try to get myself a free pass. There's no way in hell I'm paying to go to this thing. If I go, I am sneaking in. And you mark my words, there's no way I'm paying for this. I will go down there and hang out with y'all. But and also people have asked me, are you guys going to do the unconventional this year? No, because the Cubs stole it and I'm just going to roll over and die because I don't care. It was fun. We did it a bunch of years. We did it with Ivy Envy. Ivy Envy is no longer podcast, so we're not doing it anymore. But maybe another year we'll pick it back up. I don't know.
We may do it again, but sadly, the truth is, people are still getting sick as shit out there all the time.
Well, and that's not why we're doing it. I mean, we're doing Cubs caroling. Cubs caroling's become our big fun winter thing.
Yeah.
I kind of want to play Cubs
a little bit.
Yeah. I kind of want to play Cubs bingo this year. Like, it's been a few years now. I'm ready to go back and sweat my ass off in the Sheridan. Like, it'll be kind of fun. I'm ready for it. So,
and you might get the chance to yell at a Ricketts. So
exactly. No,
can't pass that up.
See, I don't yell I only yell at him at the ball game when he's least expecting it. He's expecting to get yelled at this thing. My job at this thing is to tape other people yelling at the Ricketts, and then I go viral because I taped it. You
gotta bring back the. Didn't you have the Hat Lady video?
Crazy Hat Lady.
Yeah.
Woo woo.
God,
crazy
she was
Hat
amazing.
Lady. Yeah. Talking about, yeah, she was awesome. I'll bring that song back again for this too. So speaking of getting run over by the Ricketts, here
you go
at the forum. Robert says spare pass. All right, cool. Well, I'll take it. I mean, I'd rather sneak in, like, personally, but if you have a spare pass, I mean, that's fine.
That's your backup, Danny. You try and sneak in, and when you get thrown out, then somebody gives you a spare pass.
Robert, get out here and lick your hand and give me your hand stamp. All right. So run over by the Ricketts. Okay. So we have a entry. Let's get to some of these Cubs carols. Now, I'm not going to play the whole carol. So if this is your carol, don't get mad because we're going to play them all in their, mostly in their entirety, unless you get gonged like on the Gong Show. Next week, because that is the contest. So you have until next what are we going, Wednesday or Thursday? Let's call it next Wednesday at noon. You have until next Wednesday, the 21st at noon, to submit your Cubs carol.
Oh, okay. So I was like, we're doing a show at noon on Wednesday?
No, okay. That's when you have to submit it by, so I can turn it in MP4 and upload it and all that stuff and everything I got to do to get your carol up there. So anyway, you have till that long. Here's the first one. It's Chris Salato. Cubs fans run over by the Ricketts.
This one's for Dan. Cubs fans got ran over by the Ricketts after winning the World Series. He can say we won't be booing Markey, but as for all the ranters, we believe. Cubs fans got ran over by the Ricketts. The 2016 team has gone away,
It's true too.
except for David Ross and the professor. But I still cannot wait to watch them play.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Cubs fans got ran over by the Ricketts.
He just
It makes
refuses
me
to do a
sad,
verse.
So I'll just keep this short. Some might say we're dumb for being loyal, but the cure for that is a shot of Malort.
Then he chucks the Malort.
Ugh.
So the toughest part about that is those little like drink bottles. It does not come out quickly. He
It does
doesn't.
not.
he suffered through that. God.
And that's a good shot and a half too. Like that's over 2 ounces, I believe, in there.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh.
So nice job. That's Chris Salato. I still don't know how to say
Salato.
it.
I don't know where you came up with Salato.
I don't
man.
know.
Yeah.
I've got a brain block on it.
At this point, Danny, I think he'd be offended if you didn't call him Salato.
Yeah, Chris Stiletto with this. And what I liked about it is, and I don't want anybody to feel like they can't ever do this, but we had 2 years ago, we had a Bill Sugas also do Cubs fan got run over by the Ricketts. So I'll play a bit of this. This is from 2 years.
Since I can't sleep anyway, I bring you another holiday song. Cub fans got run over by the Ricketts. Dumping staff and players, we will scoff. They say COVID caused their money problems, but me and Cub fans say go fuck off.
Yeah, it took me a second before I was like, oh, I know where this is going.
Yeah, as soon as he said scoff, I was like, here we go. Cover the children's ears. He ain't going to say cough or a loft.
I have to say, Bill is so brave. He does all of those a cappella.
Yeah.
He just no music. He's just like, I'm just gonna sing these as they go.
So speaking
the
of Bill,
only reason I put music on mine is because there's no way, as bad as I am, imagine if I didn't have some fucking thing.
no, because maybe Bill's got it right, because like now we have, because relative to the pitch of the track, Michael, you're singing off key from the track. So if we had nothing to go on, like if you were just like in Michael land, now we might not know what song you're singing, but
that's the key. I've got to do everything I can just to. I got to bring it up somehow so that people have some idea of what's going on. Is
this Silent Night or Frosty the Snowman? I can't tell. What's he doing?
Silent Night.
Silent Night Frosty was a so speaking of Bill Sugas, he does have a good song that he has entered for this year's competition. Oh, the only reason I wanted to say is that it's totally okay to do the same song as somebody else. That's all I wanted to say. Like, it wasn't like people have been like, well, they already took my song. I'm like, no, that's not how Christmas parodies work. You can do Jingle Bells 83 times and it's just fine. So that's why I wanted to say, like,
and have you never heard Christmas music on the radio? You hear Holly Jolly Christmas 8 fucking different ways all the time.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
You could do an hour on Holly Jolly Christmas, and I would love it, by the way.
So that does not disqualify you in any way if you do the same song as somebody else, So here's Bill Sugas with a cappella with At the Winter Meetings.
Not safe for work, kiddies. My hydrocodone inspired Cubs caroling contest entry.
Did he say hydrocodone
up on the rooftop?
Yeah, I'll get into
the winter meetings came and went, and not a dollar had the Cubs spent. The superstars did join our team. I guess the playoffs are still a dream. Fuck, fuck, fuck. We're gonna suck. Oh, no. We're gonna blow. Looks like my October will be free. Trickle down economics tastes like pee.
Very strong entry. Very strong entry, Bill.
I have to say, Bill knows how to do it. He does a shit ton of them. He just keeps cranking them out. He does like a verse and a half or whatever he does. You know, he just gets the idea across, and he does 100 of them. It's amazing. It's so much fun to.
And I think my favorite line of any Christmas parody this year so far is "Trickle down economics tastes like pee." There's your obvious shirt. So I'm going to play two more, and then because we got two entries from Bill, and that's one of them, and we'll save the other one for the next show. But this one is from John Jurgovan, who did he win last year? I couldn't remember who won.
No, I think Bernie won.
Bernie won
with
Bernie. The donkey song.
The donkey song. The fucking Clark has no pants or whatever.
Yeah,
God
the
damn,
Clark
that
has
was
no
good.
pants. Yeah. So, but Jurgovan was up there. He had a hilarious one. But this is one that he did about Carter Hawkins.
John loves to be in the car.
Carter Hawkins, I thought you were a better GM. Carter Hawkins, this offseason is smelling like BM. Carter Hawkins, you better not be checking DMs.
And that's it. That's short and sweet, you know.
You know, and I have to say, I kind of like his voice. I like, you know, I would listen to a few more songs like that.
He did
I
this.
always
So
find
this
it
is
funny
Christmas
he's in his
with
car.
Remember
Shout
when he
out
did
to
this?
the obvious hat, by the way.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's got
he had
the
the
120?
he had the 120 hat.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. John did another one too. Little Drummer Boy. We'll play that next week. And then the last little one I want to play here is, and I'm not going to play the whole one because you know, John Pickens did.
Bernie says Jurgo did win last year.
Oh, well, okay. Well, Bernie, we all think
this is kind of like the Oscars when like 10 years down the road, you're like, wait, who won?
Wait, who won?
Like, does it matter? I don't know.
Travolta? How did he win one? Vinnie Barbarino won an Oscar? How? So, all right. So, this is the last one. This is, I don't even know what to call this because it doesn't, this is Pincus. This might be my front runner here. I'll just preface by saying that. Here we go.
Can't you see those lonely cubby bears slouching here, slouching there, moving all around? Can't you see those lowly cubby fans crying here, crying there, drinking extra rounds? Can't you see those lazy office bears napping here, napping there, never make a deal? They're so crummy, it's not funny, bad and grumpy. Office bears, can they sign one? Anyone? No. Can they sign one? Anyone? No. Can they? No.
So we'll just stop it there. So
that is
so
that
good.
is goddamn art. John,
Yeah,
if you're in the
fucking David Lynch. Yeah, just like
fucking
makes me feel so icky inside. I love it. Like it's perfect
Hold on.
for like
Are
the
there
solstice.
words to that song?
No.
No,
It's just him off the fucking cuff, just
Yeah.
going.
Bim, bim, bim. There's a melody.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm like,
it's from the Nutcracker Suite.
yeah. When it started going, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I know this song, and then I'm like, are there words to this? And
No,
there are now.
But in Fantasia, in Disney's Fantasia, it's the part with all the ice fairies.
Yeah. Okay. No, I mean,
Well, I need to watch that.
that was pure art.
That was beautiful.
yeah.
He just
That
raised
knocked
this
Sotomayor
contest
right
level.
off the ledge there.
Mm-hmm. So Cole asks, "Is this live?" Yes. So
Very live.
No swearing and no nudity, Cole. Keep your pants on. Last time
Nudity
we
is
had
about
Clark.
the only thing we don't do. Now that Big Dick Vin has died.
Oh, that's right. Damn it. So once again, I do have a couple of suggestions for songs that you could do. I really want to have, we signed a guy named Miles Mastroboni, and it's just such a lyrical word, Mastroboni.
But it's
I
hard,
think I
man.
need
Like,
one of his cards for my Dick's Cunts and Assenmachers collection.
Definitely put him in between everybody else's card. But but I'm still thinking like have a Mastroboni Christmas or something like that. I'm gonna need to hear something really positive about him because he's gonna start. He's your starting second baseman, so you just get used to it. So yeah, deadline is noon on next Wednesday. That's the solstice, 12/21. So consult your tarot card reader as to when the best time to record a Christmas parody is. You could win that Leo DeRocher card. It's definitely worth it. What do we got here?
it's
Okay,
like
so
within reach, right there. Tarot card.
oh yeah, we should do that for the new year. Just like let's read the Cubs tarot cards.
Oh, you have
ones
Cubs?
do you
No,
want?
she has books upon books of tarot
yeah.
cards.
These are my tarot cards. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's great. I've had my tarot cards read before, and I
You know
played
what?
with Magic Stones, and I don't know what happened, but I had a good night.
IFG. Let's work together. We'll build a Cubs tarot deck.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do like instead of knives, it'll be bats and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Uh-huh.
That'll be
Oh,
fun.
I love it.
that
Yeah,
should-
let's do that actually.
Boom.
I'm
Idea
no, I'm
time
down.
here on
We'll,
the
we'll try and pull it off.
So
That'll be next year's big Christmas gift.
oh, that'd be awesome. No, it really would be. That I think that'd be a big seller, to be honest. If I wonder if a Cubs tarot deck exists. Somebody
Baseball in general, that I could totally see that happening. Let's do that.
yeah,
I'm 100% down for that. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, I'm still plugging away on my my Cubs Bible verse book.
I can help you with that too. I have entirely too much of that book committed to memory.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I have G's and even evangelical dropout.
yeah, we're all in recovery, I believe.
Hold on. I mean, I think isn't it beauty school dropout, right? Evangelical dropout. I think we're halfway to a song.
Dominic Galoro says
Rally
rally.
tits!
Yeah, well, that was the Jurgovan song.
Yeah, and I
The
think
Rally
yes.
Tits Lady. That was he sang "Away in the Manger."
Oh, but
to-
didn't he also do the different squares? Like
Yeah.
he did like the Brady Bunch thing.
Yeah, he did. That was a different song, though. I believe. I'll have
Was it?
to go
I
back to
don't
the
know,
tape.
but
Like,
man, I remember the Brady Bunch thing that he had going on. That was amazing.
yeah. So
All in his car. He's got the most high-tech car I've ever seen.
I think he just doesn't want his wife to know what he's doing. It's kind of what I'm thinking is happening. So,
Probably smart.
if you don't want other people to know what you're doing, well, actually, everybody might know what you're doing because we could go viral yet once again if you come to the Cubs Carol concert that we're giving on Saturday. We're going to go bar hopping. We're going to have an amazing time with you. In fact, I think we're going to have a pretty large choir this year. It is going to be a little cold. It'll be in the 20s. So bundle up and come on out. We're going to meet at 4 p.m. at Output Lounge. And I don't know. We're going to have a great time.
Frustrated that I can't be there again.
I know.
Like,
It
this
sucks.
is like
Next year, I'm going to consult you as to what day you can't attend, and then I'm just going to schedule it for that day because, like, I try to work around you, Michael, and might as well just like do it the day you can't come anyway.
We were months out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm free that day, and then I don't get to go. But here's the thing, my younger son is much less of an accomplished musician than my older son,
So he's going to drop out
I
of
should
band
be
soon.
fine.
All right.
Thank God for kids who do not excel.
Well, either that or they come up, they become 21 years old and they can hang out with us. You know what I mean? And then we just get them drunk and sing Christmas carols, and that is the
Look, we
Christmas
need an
concert.
audience somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, David Elliott just asked if my kids have a band concert. Yes, they do. We jazz band. Well, actually, it's the winter show. It's like
Choir.
my oldest son is going to be. I think he plays 8 different shows that day, like
Wow.
8 different different bands.
So the other announcement, and this is an even more pressing deadline, and that is the secret ranter that we're doing yet again this year. There's a bunch of people that are already involved.
Have those already been assigned?
No, they have not. So this is your
Okay,
last chance. I am dropping the link in the chat as we speak right now, and you can make a little gift list. So I did that because I don't want to be sent stuff I don't want anymore. Because and I say anymore, like very purposefully. But here's somebody already sent me something off my gift list. Check this out. Can you see? Probably not.
No, we cannot see that. Come on.
Your ear is shiny. I can see
It's
it.
a very shiny ear. It's a baseball. It's a like Swarovski crystal. It's not Swarovski, but it's like some BS crystal baseball earring. I can't get close enough here.
If you're the person who sent that to him, DM me on Twitter. My DMs are open. I want to know where that came from. That's gorgeous.
Oh, those are nice.
I actually really like that.
I'm seeing a little bit of your face too close, but the earrings are nice.
Seriously,
Count
no,
the
if
rings.
you send him that, DM me on Twitter, Infield Fly Girl. No, I ain't girl.
I put it on my my wish lists because I was like, I want to get. I got some Cubs earrings up there, and then somebody just went and sent them to me, and I have no idea who did that. Facebook user says, I don't know who this is, but I saw that on your wish list. I have the same ones. Yeah, they're cool, and I was like, that's really neat. I would like that, but I don't think you know how Secret Santa works. Yeah, you don't just make wish list and then you just send me what I want. Like. Although, like, thank you very much. Like, I should preface with that, thank you. But like, we wait until all the names get picked, and then you just send something to that person. So now my wish list is fucked up. So don't send me these again. Whoever gets me,
send them to
I already
IFG.
have them. Yeah, send them to IFG because she likes them. So anyway, I guess that's my last announcement here. So hopefully I'll see a bunch of you on Saturday. Hashtag chance in the chat. Let's get to some TFGs, these flexing cubes, which is the dumbest things that the people have said on the internet this week.
Hold on. I'm gonna start this off.
Probably among them this week.
I'm gonna start this one off, but I gotta share my screen here. Maybe. Here we go. Okay, share the audio. Share this.
Old man computer, that old man.
Can you guys see? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we can see it. This is the Cubs.
That's the Cubs season exploding.
They're selling the holiday pack. It looks a little pixelated. Opening day.
Yeah. Nobody.
Make it stop.
Oh, stop there. Yeah, I just, it's a matter of just, look, man.
That's a commercial
I'm making
for
mouse
Cubs ticket pack.
Over here. Yeah, so in the middle of maybe the worst week ever for the Cubs on Twitter, right? Because Twitter hasn't been around that long, really. And the Cubs have been good for most of that time. So maybe the worst week ever for the Cubs. They fucking post that out on Twitter. Let me tell you, folks, it did not go well for them in the comments. There were a lot of people,
and it was low hanging fruit.
RIP your comments.
Yeah. No, it was low hanging fruit. And, what are they supposed to do, though? Like, they've got some stuff to sell. They got tickets to sell. It's a completely different departments. It's not like Jed Hoyer's like, yo, pull all the ticket and the Cubs Con commercials. We got to pull it. We didn't get anybody. Like, we only got Bellinger. Like, No,
but seriously, a lot of people on there saying, like, read the room, like fucking pay attention
that's not
to
how
what's
it works,
going
though.
on.
I mean, then people just don't know how it works. These are two different
look,
departments. They had that tweet planned since October. You know what I mean?
But they don't have to fucking execute it. They can be like, you know what?
They don't
paying
care.
attention to the fucking thing.
They still want to sell you tickets and don't want to buy players. Like, what aren't you getting?
I just think it's funny. Like that, I could totally see that commercial being on marquee, maybe on a football game, maybe on TV, anywhere
but Twitter.
That there's not a spot for the entire world to tee off on them. Like there's no comments on TV. There's no comments on these other platforms that they could have used. Instead, they're like, hey, this would be a good idea. Let's put this out on Twitter. And then
first of all, it doesn't matter what the Cubs say. Even when they're good, people will bitch. Like that is who we are as a fan base. We enjoy it, and they don't even understand that yet. So
true. But it's with love. Now it's with hate.
Yeah, exactly. It's a difference. A rose by any other name. So I like this from Bruce Levine. This is an old-fashioned TFC. He said, Cubs make Bellinger deal official with 1 year with a mutant option.
Snicked.
I love nice. I love the mutant option because that allows the Cubs to get out of that just as easy as possible.
Yeah, as soon as he transforms, like the Cubs,
or keep him. Nobody knows what a mutant option is.
Yeah, I wonder what his special power is.
Hmm.
Hopefully it's healing a shoulder because that's what needs to happen.
I don't know. I've seen him sitting in the dugout and I think he's staring into the future.
Exactly. Dude's high as fuck. That's okay. They don't fit right. We'll get him on this show. We'll get him high. We'll bring him down.
I was like, he'll either be good or he'll hang out with the guys in the left field bleachers. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see you on Ball Hawk Corner the day you go on the IL. Yeah. We got some medicine for you. God, you got another one?
Medicine, I'll vouch. It's fine.
Yeah, let's see. What do we got here? Oh, yeah, here. Baker loving how the Cubs is going. I would rather shit in my hands and clap than have a AA team pushed on its fans by its billionaire owners. Get the players. You have the money to make us a winner. Get it done.
I love the all caps guys. They're like, I wonder if they're
he ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong.
Right, but it's like, but to reply to @Cubs, like, it's just like, what are you doing?
You know what though? Look, okay.
Baker
here's a little bit of a fucking...
So I'm thinking this guy's born in 1958, first of all. So he thinks that, hey, maybe this is like writing a letter to corporate.
Danny, he shit in his own hands. I'm thinking he was born in 1932 in the fucking, back when they had to save the shit because they might have to fucking burn it later to stay warm.
We laugh now. Wait till you're doing it next year.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, I always see people getting on to like, oh, quit being mean to @Cubs, blah, blah, blah. Nobody's being mean to @Cubs. Nobody knows who the fuck @Cubs is. They're being mean to the Cubs themselves and Ricketts, and we have no other place to.
We used to know. Now we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
@Cubs knows.
But like,
maybe I know. I don't know.
People get all upset and they're just like, oh, it's not them. They don't run it. Motherfucker, they are the outward facing spot that allows us to bitch at them. If they don't like it, fucking take down your Twitter fucking handle.
It might not even be a person anymore.
There's no reason to be on Twitter if you don't want to be. And if you're going to be on Twitter and you say dumb shit or your team dumb shit, fuck. But people do dumb shit on your team, you're going to get that's what Twitter is. What the fuck?
Elon Musk, you bought a
Twitter is if it's not just a place to fucking yell at people. That's what the fucking whole platform is. And if you don't like it, Don't do it. And I don't need other people bitching at me when I'm fucking yelling at these guys. So,
Can I make you bitch a little bit more, and let's see if this is true? If somebody could look this up and maybe confirm what Vega 420 is telling us, which is that Dansby Swanson to the Red Sox looks like.
What it looks like, a Dom just posted that the Red Sox manager Alex Cora just followed Dansby Swanson and his wife on Instagram.
oh shit, is that where we're at?
Yeah. We are in like deep tinfoil hat theory land.
To be fair,
Isn't Dansby on his honeymoon right now?
He is
Like,
literally on his honeymoon. Like, leave this man alone for 5 minutes. He
With
is
Mallory
busy getting
Pugh-
sunburn.
with Mallory Pugh, by the way, who
Yeah.
who's out of, I believe she's out of Denver, and she played on the national team and has had a really good career and plays for the Red Stars and is amazing. And it seems like every fucking thing in the world would make him come here to, well, not here, to where Danny is.
but did
I
he
almost
name
said
his
where you
dog
guys are, and then
Wrigley?
I'm like, yeah, we're all over the fucking country. But yeah, we all thought this would happen. But this is a fucking Wrigley dog. It's a Wrigley dog. Every time something like this, like, oh, well, Mallory Pugh plays in Chicago, so of course he's gonna want to come to Chicago. He's got a house there, and fucking Jose Abreu been in Chicago for 4 or 5 years, whatever. He's gonna want to stay in Chicago. But it's a Wrigley dog. They're all Wrigley dogs. Don't fucking listen to them. We're never getting any of these people anymore. It's a Wrigley dog.
So it's time to give away our very own Wrigley dog, which is also known as a chance postcard with a chance to win a Pedro Strop bobblehead. Here we go.
Cool.
We got a bunch of entries. Here's your last chance. Hashtag chance in the chat, and I will pick the winner.
It
of
feels
the
weird
chance.
when you say chance so much.
I said chance, not chance.
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 I didn't even want to say it the same way. It was weird.
Here we go. Jared P.
Jared!
Yeah.
Oh!
Congratulations. See, this is what you get for ripping on him earlier, saying that
Jared is going to get a fucking card just going to be all about Coy Hill.
Now, Jared, I hope you're still
And
listening
Doom.
because I
Coy
don't
Hill.
think I know who you are. Oftentimes, the winners, I kind of like can piece together who you are because we're a big family over here. Hopefully, you're now a part of it, Jared P. But you got to give me more than Jared P. Before I can send you a postcard.
Everybody buy everybody Coy Hill jerseys.
Hell yeah, that's all you want to happen.
Goddamn, Jared, you're quickly becoming a favorite with your Coy Hill love and winning the chance.
So Jared P, congratulations, you have won the chance postcard. Please contact me so I can send you this chance. At it's sonranto@gmail.com. SONRANTO.
He's never gonna know. He jumped off. He's upset that I keep making fun of Coy Hill, and he won't even know he's won.
Saves the show postage. Either way, thanks for watching.
Dan just rolls with it. Save me that 27 cents.
See, no, wait, actually, that's right. First time I make it live and I win.
Good job, Jared.
Great job, Jared. And no, you earned it. You really did. With the Coy Hill jerseys alone, I might even send you 2 postcards because you got one for each shirt. So,
as the certified owner of a Ryan Terrio jersey, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Hey, by the way, since I totally forgot, I have a second TFC, but it's really simple. For the podcast listeners, it is Jed Hoyer with a thumbs up, photoshopped in front of the Family Dollar and Dollar Tree store.
Yeah, it's like a combination Family Dollar Tree. He's deciding which one to go in.
What's
he doesn't know.
It's a Taco Bell. It's a Pizza Hut. It's a combination Taco Bell Pizza Hut. What's that song?
Kentucky Taco Hut.
Yeah, Kentucky Taco. I don't know. You don't know
kids
what
in your TikTok.
I don't know the song. We just call it the Kentucky Taco
Somebody in the chat knows. Probably, but yeah, we need to do it's a Family Dollar Tree.
Yeah, it's a poverty franchise, don't you know? And it's sad state of affairs, but we're going to have fun here on the Son Ranto Show. In fact, we're going to have fun right after the Son Ranto Show over on the Discord channel. Grab a beer.
This has to be the most laughter there has been in any Cubs conversation.
No, everybody's mad. They zig, we zag. That's how this works. See? Everybody's happy, we get sad. Everybody's sad, we get happy.
I'm at the Taco Bell. I'm at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
I did hear this one time. Yes. So what do you guys want to hear? I'm going to close the show with either Fire Fucking Jed or Nuttin' from Ricketts. What do you want?
Oh, Fire Fucking Jed. I'm all into
Jed,
it.
Man.
All right, we'll do that. We're going to head over to our Discord. IFG, I will send you that link in this in our private chat on this program here. And then we're also just come on over there. If you're not already a Patreon member, that gets you Discord privileges. So just do that. Patreon.com/sunrants. It's only $1 a month, which is 33 cents a person.
For every person who is sat
per
through
month.
2 hours of this and they're like, oh my God, I need another half hour to an hour of this.
But now we get to hear from them. Yeah, exactly. If you want to just
yell at these people for all the dumb shit that they've said.
Yeah, yell at us for $1. That's all it cost you.
This is the only show that does this, right? Like, we're the only show. First off, we're the longest running Cubs fan podcast, longest running Cubs podcast of any sort. 10 years, right, Danny? Something like that. So
year 11 we're going into.
We are fucking rocking forever. And we're the only ones that allow you, the people who listen to us, to fucking yell back at us and be like, you're crazy. Coy Hill was the greatest goddamn catcher to ever put on a Cubs uniform.
Well, I think 2/3 of this podcast might agree. So, which is why we're the longest running podcast. We get the long game. We're looking at Coy Hill stats and we're thinking that, maybe he's better than Yachty. So I'm gonna play a song. We're gonna pour ourselves a drink. We're gonna go on over to Discord, hang out with you guys.
Yay!
Here's Fire Fucking Jed. Spagog, y'all.
Spagog!
Fire fucking Jed. Fire fucking Jed. Fire fucking Jed and get a guy who knows how to spend. Fire fucking Jed. Fire fucking Jed. Fire fucking Jed and get a guy who knows how to spend. All the Cub fans are really pissed off. All the Cub fans are really pissed off. Yeah, the Cub fans are really pissed off, 'cause we're gonna freaking suck. Oh, the Cub fans are really pissed off. Yeah, the Cub fans are really pissed off. Yeah, the Cub fans are really pissed off, 'cause we're gonna freaking suck. Fire fucking Jed. Fire fucking Jed. Fire fucking Jed and get a guy who knows how to spend Ricketts' money.